And you better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. Oh, the times they are a-changing.
Times, they're changing. So get on board or get left behind. That's really the theme of what's happening right now in our real estate industry. You better be ready to change as things change, because if you get stuck in the old ways of doing things back in 2005, 6, and 7, you're probably feeling the pinch right now. So don't get left behind. Keep watching these video posts and get the information that you need to succeed. So let's get started today. Here's what I want to talk about: loan modifications. A lot of news, a lot of buzz about these things, and here's my own take on them. I have attempted probably 6 or 7 loan modifications with customers who were in need of them. What I'm finding out is we cannot do them for the most part, because banks will... Here's a stat: 9% of modifications that are submitted are actually completed. Then 60% of that 9% actually go into default again after the modification. So it is not in any bank's interest to do a loan modification. So if you've got clients out there who are talking about, oh, I'm going to modify my loan, I think it's going to be a great thing, or even worse than that, getting hooked up with some hokey internet company or something that promises that they're going to be able to modify their loan for $5,000 or something like that. They scrape together their last little bit of money and send it into these folks to get modified, and then these guys skip town. There's a lot of that going on. Fortunately, the modifications that we're doing with attorneys, and they are working on behalf of the client. So there's a little bit of protection when you're doing that and working with the attorney from the bank, as they're the mediator between the borrower and the lender, and they also know the law as far as it pertains to the modification. So if you're going to go down that road with a client, make sure you have an attorney representing them and doing it the right way. The other thing too that I would recommend is never give advice to anybody who's looking into potential short sale, foreclosure, modification. Don't ever tell somebody not to make their house payment in order for it to look better, to get their short payment or short sale accepted, or to help get that modification done. Bad advice. That'll end you somewhere where you're getting 3 square meals a day. Maybe you want to do that. Maybe your business is just terrible right now and you need 3 square a day. So go out and tell somebody that, and I guarantee you'll be sitting in a place where they feed you regularly scheduled times, and you get probably 15-20 minutes of daylight too. So don't give any legal advice when it comes to modifications or foreclosures or any bankruptcy, anything. Make sure that they talk to somebody who is in that profession. Second thing I want to talk about today is a program that is not new, but it can help in situations where again, debt ratios may be a problem. Again, it's an FHA loan. A lot of lenders have a portfolio loan, FHA loan, that they do, and this particular one is a 5/1 ARM. So again, for a refresher course, it's fixed for 5 years, and then after that 5-year period of time, it can adjust. Maybe a little scary coming out of the environment that we just came out of, but the reason this could be helpful is, let's say a buyer, doesn't plan on spending, more than 3 to 5 years in a house. The great thing about this loan is the start rate on it today is 4.5%. That doesn't cost any points to buy down, and the borrower qualifies at the start rate, rather than your traditional, 2-1 buy down, where they qualify at the full rate, and they get to make the payment at the lesser rate on the 2-1 buy down. You qualify and make the payment at 4.5% for 5 years. And then also the other thing that's nice about this is that there's streamlined refinancing is available with FHA, where potentially they could refinance without incurring any fees down the road once their rate goes into the adjustment period, which is uncommon with any other mortgage. If you have not missed any mortgage payments and you've kept your credit in good shape, you can recredit qualify. You recredit qualify based on your mortgage history, but no income or asset documentation is required at the time, and you can change your loan into a 30-year fixed mortgage. So great program. Keep it in mind if you got debt ratio issues with a borrower. Minimum credit score requirement on that's 580. So keep that in mind. Helpful link today in the links and docs section. I had 2 calls yesterday about this, and I wanted to post this up here so that everybody had it. But I know a lot of listings of people who list the properties want to know what's going to qualify for FHA financing. And because there's so many FHA loans out there, it's something you might want to prepare for. There's a link down there to the FHA/HUD website that gives you a list of required repairs that need to be done on a property. So check that link out and see if there's anything that match your property up to that. And again, every appraiser is going to have their list of things that they are going to be sticky about and they'll want repaired. But this is going to give you the general list of everything that FHA/HUD is going to require on that house. Again, I left the poll question up from yesterday about who do you think is responsible for basically our economic mortgage meltdown, and I'd like people to answer that because it's going to give us an idea about our level of education out there in the marketplace as to who is responsible. And then in the next couple of days after I see the responses on the poll question, I'll go into explain a little bit about where and why this happened and how it happened and why it will never happen again and why we need to get used to this environment that we're living in right now as far as our industry is concerned. So make sure you take the poll question, and I'll explain about that in the next couple of days on how that unravels. Referral for the day is Rose Ree. What she does is she is basically a house cleaner. She'll take your listing, if you've got a listing that's dilapidated or messed up or anything that needs to be prepared for the sale prior to you putting it on the market, she'll come out there and clean that home and do stuff that you would never think of doing. So make sure and email her, let her know what you need done, and she'll get back in touch with you right away. Again, Rose Ree, her link is down below. Copy and paste her email address into your email. So again, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the feedback and support. I get tons of emails and calls every day on this video. Keep watching, keep clicking. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.
Well, you